I'm inconsistently consistent, but I'm back. Hello everyone, it's good to see you again, and hello to anyone who's new here. I'm back after a very long, extended mental health and get my shit and my business together break. I got really busy, and also 2021, I feel like for me, was the year to deal with my mental health and also finding myself again. I feel like since my early 20s up until now, I've just been on go, go, go mode. And, you know, once you stop and kind of take a break and look at everything, you're like, yo, I need to reassess some things. Some things need to be reevaluated. So I'm back, hopefully a little bit more consistent. But, you know, we'll see about that. So today we're going to do a makeup declutter. I'm not going to do a full separate like eyeshadow palette or lipstick or whatever the fuck situation because it's just gonna take too long, and I have a box of things that I've gone through in the last couple of months, and I've just been like, you know what? I'm not gonna use this again. I don't need this. I'm not having a good time. And I put them all in this box right here. So I'm going to separate everything into lip, eyeshadow palette, and whatever other bullshit, and we're gonna go through it, and I'm gonna let you know why I'm getting rid of these items. So let's jump into this shit, because this is a big ass box and I don't know how much time you have. So I have a couple of piles here. One is eyeshadow palettes, I have blushes and highlighters, I have eyebrow and other eyeshadow products, some setting sprays, and some lip products. So let's go into my smallest pile, which is gonna be the setting sprays. And I'm getting rid of this Mario Badescu chamomile, aloe, and lavender facial spray. There's only a little bit left of it, but that's only because it was in my project pan of 2020, which I never even fucking followed up on. But spoiler alert, we didn't finish her. I just really don't care for this particular Mario Badescu spray. I maybe like 2 of them, and they're not really setting sprays. They're more of a kind of a fixing spray, meaning it's gonna help your makeup kind of melt together more than anything than set it. So it's going away. Next we have the Jeffree Star and Morphe Set and Refresh Mist. Now this is really cute, and it still smells amazing. This smells like strawberry, like Pez dispenser candy to me. And this is cute and all, but it's not my favorite setting spray, and I'm just not reaching for it, so I would much rather pass it along to somebody who's going to use it before it expires. Now let's jump into the lip products. So we're going to start with a lip scrub and lip balm here. These were actually from the Pac-Man collection, and these are so freaking adorable. I loved that whole collection. I got the whole thing, the nail polishes, the whole 9 yards. But I'm just not reaching for these. I really love my Jeffree Star Cosmetics lip scrubs. Those are the ones I reach for all the time if I'm going to use a lip scrub. So this is kind of just sitting around. I believe it's still good, so I'm going to pass this along to a friend along with the lip balm. The lip balm is just very much a cherry kind of chapstick type lip balm, and it's really cute and all. It's pretty softening, and I was really making quite an effort, as you can see, to use it up. But I have so many other lip balms and lip products that I enjoy a lot more than these two, and I feel like I was just keeping them for aesthetics alone. And I was actually going to use them as decoration, but I have so many knickknacks that I don't... No, these gotta go, basically. Who else loves Cane's Lemonade, by the way? It's my shit. Alright, let's get into some lip products. I actually have 1 lipstick and a shit ton of lip glosses here. So let's start with the one and only lipstick, and this is the Wet n Wild matte lipstick in Red Velvet. This color is iconic. It's so pretty. I love it. I actually bought this right before they took these off the market, and I was afraid they were going to discontinue them forever. And even though I wasn't reaching for this one, like I said, I was just keeping it around. And I'm so happy that they brought the lipsticks back and they kind of reformulated some. They brought back some of the iconic shades that I was familiar with. Unfortunately, not all of them. Sad. But, yeah, I was just keeping this around mainly because of that. And this one is still in good condition because I got it on like a super duper discount right before they reformulated everything. So I will pass this beautiful lipstick along to a friend. I love the Wet n Wild lipsticks. All of them. If you want a drugstore lipstick, bitch, get you some Wet n Wild, okay? Just go. Right now. And now we have all of these lip glosses. So I have this little Sweet and Shimmer lip gloss. It's like a light shimmery pink. I just don't reach for this. The formula is okay. Very basic lip gloss formula. I don't remember where I got this from. It might have been a little gift set, but it's just okay. And then here I have these two ColourPop So Juicy glosses. This one is the shade For the Clout, which is this kind of orangey peachy color, and the shade Princess Cut, which is the clear. Princess Cut is a little too sticky for me, and I don't wear clear lip gloss. Why the fuck did I buy this? I'm pretty sure I bought this with the intention to use it on my clients, since within the last year I have started doing makeup clients again and makeup on other people. So I've been building up my kit and getting some products that I feel like I might need, but this was just unnecessary. I have a couple other lip glosses that could do the job just as well. They don't have to be clear. I'm tripping. And then For the Clout, the formula of this one, it's a little more opaque than the other So Juicy glosses that I personally own, and I just don't like this, and there's something about the color that is just a little off for me or on me when I wear it, and I don't like it. Next, I have a Sigma lip gloss in All Heart. It's their Lip Vex lip gloss. I don't even know if they make this anymore, but this one is a really cute gloss, a really pretty nude. I like this formula. It reminds me a lot, actually, of MAC's lip gloss. So it's nice, but I don't reach for it. And next I have these two NYX glosses that I'm so sad to part with. This one, I've had this for a little bit too long. And this is the Shiny Lip Gloss in the shade Natural. This is one of my favorite fucking lip glosses of all time. And I don't think they make this anymore. That is my singing clock. I have a singing clock. If you can hear that in the background. But I just don't use this anymore. And it's also expired. I don't know why I was keeping this. Maybe it's because I've bought like 5 tubes of it over the course of however long this lip gloss was around for. But I need to get rid of it. So it's gonna go in the trash. And then I have this Lip Lingerie lip gloss in Spirit, which reminds me of a slightly deeper and more nudier pink, Turkish Delight. I was gonna say Pinkish Delight. Turkish Delight from NARS, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. But it reminds me of one of those fucking lip glosses, and it's expired. Or actually, I don't think it's expired. It just smells like ass. So that's why I haven't used this. If you've used any other shades, because this is the only shade I've tried from the NYX Lip Lingerie lip gloss line, do they all smell like ass? Or is it just this one? I usually love NYX, but what the fuck is up with this lip gloss? It's a no for me. Alright, we're done with all the lip products, and now let's move on to some brow and kind of like eyeshadow stick type stuff. Okay, so here we have a Sigma eyeliner in Nutmeg. This is kind of like a shimmery brown. Oh, I haven't even sharpened it. But I will disinfect and sharpen it before I give it away. But is it gonna focus? Yeah, I just don't use this. It's cute, I don't use this. The formula is basic on this. I don't even know if they reformulated this, because I got this in like a Sigma mystery bag or box that they were doing at one point. But yeah, so I'm not keeping it. And I also have this tray. I don't fucking know what the fuck this is or how it's pronounced. I don't even remember where I got this from. But it's this like a taupey color. Maybe with like a hint of gold, maybe like an antique gold. I don't really know how to describe it, but I'm just not reaching for this. Actually, okay, still smells good, but I'm not reaching for this, so if nobody else wants it, I'm gonna throw it away. I don't know why it took so long to smell it. I'm definitely gonna have to go through these products one more time before I give them away to whoever the fuck wants them. Next, I have some eyebrow products from European Wax Center. For those of you that don't know, I'm actually a Brazilian wax specialist and makeup artist. I occasionally also do hair, but that is my main focus. That's what I've been doing for the last like 5 years is wax and Gucci's. And I love what I do. I love being a body waxer. It's amazing. But I got my start at European Wax Center, as a lot of people do. And I have some of their eyebrow products, and they're just okay. I have some of their eyebrow powders here. It's meh. It gets the job done. And then I have these like brow highlighter pencil things. These do actually make decent shadows, and the staying power is not bad, but it's just, these products are very basic and outdated, and I only got these because I work there. And I believe I bought this, and these they gave to us at some point, but I don't need this shit. Like, I have better eyebrow products, and I think I might have just been hanging on to them because I was just like, oh yeah, I got this from that place I used to work at, but no, because that place gave me a little bit of trauma, but maybe that can be a story time. And here I have some Pixie Shades of Brow Mini Brow Trio. This is okay. And I dropped it, but I don't use this, so I'm gonna get rid of it. I don't need it. Here I also have a Urban Decay Liquid Moon Dust Eyeshadow, and this is in the shade Recharged. This is really cute, but I just did not have a good experience with these shadows overall. I believe I had like 4 of these, and I kept 2. This was one of them, but it was just a no. These are kind of glittery, but like, I don't know. Some of the formulas on these were kind of shitty. And this is one of those shitty colors, and I think I was hanging on to it because it's so pretty and like rosy and goldeny and just like, but the wear time and everything on it was crap. So I believe I still have one of these left that's still hanging around and is not expired yet. So, but this is gonna go. All right, we're done with that shit. Now let's move on to blushes and highlighters. Getting closer and closer to the fun stuff. Okay, let's start with these shits right here. So this is gonna look really fucking awkward, but these are some Makeup Revolution highlighters. I believe in my last declutter, I didn't do it on camera, but I decluttered some Makeup Revolution eyeshadow palettes, and I decided to keep the shades from them that I really enjoyed. And it was these particular shades, and I really liked them, and I was using them quite a bit, but I haven't reached for them as much, and I just don't see myself reaching for them, so I did take them out of my magnetic palette, and I have put them in here for now because I don't have an extra magnetic palette to put them in to give away, so that's why they're here. And the same thing with these blushes right here. I believe these are from like a holiday palette, maybe like a Too Faced palette or like a Stila, but I'm getting rid of them. I don't need them anymore. And also, the texture on them is a little funny, so I'm actually throwing these away. I'm not gonna give these away, I'm gonna throw these away. But the highlighters I am going to give away because they're still in good condition and they're really, really pretty. They give a really nice shine to the skin. But I have other highlighters that I just enjoy so much better that I reach for instead of those. But I do have more highlighters. That's not it. We have a lot of highlighters to get through, guys. So next I have this Maybelline Master Chrome Face Studio highlighter in, what is this? Molten Rose Gold. This is so pretty and cute, and for a while this is one of my favorite drugstore highlighters, but I don't reach for it, so she's gonna go. Next I have this Milani powder brush in Okay, I'm a mess. Oh, I ran out of lemonade. Sadness. Okay, next I have this Milani powder brush. I'm not gonna edit this out. This is the struggle of me trying to make videos. Lord help me. Next we have this Milani powder blush in the shade Coral Cove. I believe this was also in my project pan, which I didn't go anywhere, but I'm just not reaching for this blush. It's really pretty, super cute. I just don't use it. Same thing for this Hard Candy Rose Gold Highlighter. This is so fucking pretty. I love this. This is one of my favorite drugstore highlighters, and I actually thought this was discontinued, and I was so sad. But Hard Candy still makes this. I was at Walmart the other day, and I still saw it. So if you're thinking about a cute drugstore highlighter that's really affordable, I really like this. It gives a gorgeous skin. It gives a gorgeous skin. It gives a gorgeous finish. I'm talking too fast. To the skin. And you can kind of customize it and mix it into different colors. I've had a great experience with this highlighter, but again, I just don't use it. So, because she gets forgotten about, she's gonna go to a new home. Alrighty. You know what, let's do... I have a bunch of Wet n Wild here, so let's just do this whole little pile of Wet n Wild. So I have these 4 Wet n Wild Mega Glow highlighters. I have the Precious Petals shade right here. Classic color, really pretty. I just don't reach for it. And I also have the shade Lilac to Reality. I believe this was a limited edition color. So pretty. This is like one of the prettiest and most wearable purple highlighters that I've personally ever owned. I just don't reach for it. It's just, these sit here and don't get any love, so they're going bye-bye. And I also have these 2 limited edition Mega Glow highlighters again, and I believe these are from the Game of Thrones collection. Now, I'm not even a Game of Thrones fan, but I believe I went to Ulta with one of my besties, and we were shopping for makeup. I believe I might have been getting her something for her birthday, and these were on display, and I got this one. And I really fell in love with it. It has a beautiful shift. It's absolutely gorgeous. Same thing with this blue one. Like, these are really nice highlighters, considering the fact that they're a little bit more on like the wild side, but they don't get used. So they're gonna go. Somebody else can have fun with these because they're just sitting around in my collection. So I don't need them. And here I have 2 more things from the Wet n Wild Pac-Man collection. I have the, what is this? Powder Palettes Blush Lighter. And this is kind of like a pink highlighter, blush, fusion. It's the little balls. Same thing with this. This is actually a bronzer, is the other product. But they're the little beads here. And these are cute. They give a nice finish to the skin. I don't particularly love the bronzer, so I never really used it. But the blush lighter is really pretty. I love the finish that it gives me. Surprisingly, all these pellets are still intact. And they're lovely. But I don't use them at all. And it's really sad that it's just sitting around in my collection. This is such a nice product. But out of all the products that were featured in the Pac-Man collection, I probably reach for the blush palette the most out of all of them. So because I'm keeping that, I don't need these 2 little things. Okay, here we have some Makeup Revolution highlighters. This is actually a highlighter and blush duo in Peach Glow. It's actually from their I Heart Revolution line. Really gorgeous. The blush is beautiful. Highlighter is beautiful. I don't use it though. Same thing with this Rose Gold Glow. I had actually completely forgotten about it. This is one of the best highlighters I think that Makeup Revolution makes. These give the skin the most stunning finish. Like, oh my god, like your skin will look delicious. They don't have any glitter in them. I just don't use this, and it's so sad. Like, these are beautiful. And I was sitting there looking through all my other highlighters and contemplating, like, maybe I should keep it. It's so pretty. It would look so nice on my skin, but like, bitch, look at the highlighter I'm wearing today. Like, this shit looks nice. So because of that, it's gonna go. I don't even know what highlighter I'm wearing today, but the point is, I can get a similar look with other products that I own, so I don't need it. It doesn't need to stick around. Now I have these 2 JCat Beauty You Glow Girl highlighters. Now I really like these highlighters, and I have a couple more in my collection that I'm actually keeping, but these are not some of them. This is the shade White Goddess. It's like a light white gold. Really pretty. As you can see, I've actually used it quite a bit. And I also have this shade Crystal Sand. This is really pretty too. Oh, it's so pretty. I really love this formula so much. These two particular highlighters, I believe, don't have any glitter in them, so they give a lovely finish to the skin. Some of the other ones in the You Glow Girl line do. These don't. I don't reach for them anymore though, and honestly, the wear on this one in particular is just not as good as I remember it, so they're not staying. Alright, only a few more highlighter things. We have this Too Faced Blush Duo in Pomegranate. This is so cute and it smells amazing. It's like a pink and purpley blush duo. It's so pretty. But I don't reach for these. And even when it comes to using certain blushes on my clients, like these will look beautiful on deeper skin. These are just not some of the blushes that I reach for. When I'm doing makeup on deeper toned clients, I reach for my Anastasia blushes. I reach for my Juvia's Place blushes. Basically, I reach for any other blush that's not these. So because of that, it's not going to stay in my collection. I also don't particularly wear these that much. I do have a purple blush in my collection that I absolutely love, and it's actually from Coastal Scents. R.I.P. Coastal Scents, they're no longer around, but I got that blush shortly before they closed down, so luckily I still have it. So I don't use this. I'm gonna pass it along to somebody else who will use it, but this smells amazing and it's delicious. I do remember having issues, however, with the blending of this product, to be quite frank. And that's the one thing that kept me from not using it as much. I did try some other products from the Tutti Frutti, like blush, bronzery, whatever the heck line that they have. And I've gotten rid of some of those too. I believe I've only kept one other thing besides this now that I'm getting rid of, but it's just a no. So she's gonna go. Next, I have this Revlon Photo Ready Galaxy Dream Palette. This used to be one of my favorite highlighter palettes, and as you can see, she's taken quite a beating. These are some of those like transformative type highlighters. Really cute, but they gotta go. I don't reach for this at all. So she's leaving. Simple as that. Now, last but not least is going to be this Fenty Beauty Kilowatt Foil Freestyle Highlighter Palette. I was really excited for this palette. I was really disappointed when I got it. So as you can see, basically all the shades are here except the middle shade. That is the only shade that I actually loved and I generally used all the time. So I did the pot that color because I did want to keep it, and honestly it was the only reason why this palette was hanging around my collection was for that shade. So I took it out and I put it in a magnetic palette, but this is a no for me. The wear on some of these was really bad. And yeah, I just know, even as eyeshadows, using some of these, like this one is so pretty, but unless you use glitter glue, it's gonna crease. I tried it with several different primers, it creased. Like, it's just, Fenty can do better, so because of that, it's gonna go to a better home. Somebody else, one of my friends, is absolutely probably gonna love this, but I just did not have a good experience at all with this stuff. Oh, I actually forgot to mention there's 3 products from this box that are missing today that I already passed along to a friend of mine. But those are, I'm gonna put some pictures right here. The last 2 Polly Pocket, what the fuck is wrong with me today? But the last 2 in my collection that were a part of the Lime Crime and Polly Pocket collab, the Lemonade palette, and I believe the other one, you can see it right here, the color. But I got rid of these. I wasn't using them. They're cute. The formula is really kind of like sheer. It's meant to be used like with your fingers. It's a little different. It kind of reminds me of like Asian, mainly like Korean and like Japanese makeup that I've personally played around with. I wasn't using it though. And then the other product is actually a lip product, and that is the Physicians Formula lip butter lipstick thing, and it's in this shade right here, this kind of orangey color, which is really, really pretty, but I wasn't using it at all. It is very moisturizing, and I believe I have 2 or 3 other lipsticks or lip butter, whatever the fuck that is from that line that I enjoy and I use a lot more. So I also got rid of those 3 products as well. Hi, Editing G here. So I forgot to mention one last palette that I am decluttering because this little bitch wasn't in the box. But it is this gorgeous, but sadly not used very quite often at all, Wet n Wild Pac-Man collaboration palette. This is so cute. I absolutely love this. But let me show you the best part, or maybe not the best part. So this is how I received it in the mail. The little notches that make this palette open or close were just not included. They just said, fuck you. We're not going to do this for you. But this is a gorgeous 9-pan colorful palette, and all the shades in here are gorgeous. However, as you can see, there's only 7 shades in here because I decluttered the only 2 shades that I used from this palette. And for a gorgeous colorful palette from here, you think these shades are going to be nice and colorful, right? No, bitch. We got a caramel brown in like this beautiful glittery shimmery white shade, which I haven't personally experienced a shimmer quite like this from Wet n Wild. It kind of reminds me of some of those like Huda Beauty type shimmers where it's a little on the sheer side. A little on the sheer side. A little on the sheer side, not sign, but it gives the most beautiful glow on the eyes, and these are the only shades that I used, and honestly, that's the main reason why this palette was still hanging around here. So because of that, and now that I've taken the shades that I actually use the most from here, this gorgeous, colorful palette is going to go to a home that's going to love it so much more. Like this yellow in here, I'm so happy that they put a huge pan of it here because this shit is amazing. This is one of the best drugstore yellow formulas that I've ever tried. So she's going to go somewhere where she's loved and used and appreciated, because right now she's just sitting in the back, like not getting used. So, all right, now back to your regularly scheduled declutter. We're finally down to the nitty gritty, and that is the eyeshadow palette. So let me just grab off from the top. And I am so sad to get rid of these, but these are the Milani Everyday Eyes eyeshadow palettes. I got rid of one, my last declutter, as you guys saw, and that was the purple one. And actually, right before I gave it away, I used it one more time, and the colors were still good. I kind of had to dig through them a little bit. So I passed that along to a friend who's been having a lot of fun with it. And I was recently looking through my collection, and I was looking at these in particular. Like, these are so pretty. This smoky one, fucking amazing. This one, iconic. This is probably like one of the first orangey neutral palettes that I ever really had and messed around with. And this golden one, can I tell you how many times I've done a full face with just this little fucking palette? Like, this shade is the most gorgeous fucking highlighter on the skin. Like, I love these. Milani, if anybody from your fucking team that can do something about bringing something akin to this back, please do. Because even this shade is a fucking highlighter. Like, because the new Milani eyeshadow palettes, first of all, the color stories are not cute. And from the swatches and what everybody's saying about the formula, like, they're bad. So I'm really fucking confused. And they're also stupid expensive. Like, can we go back to this? I believe these were around $7, maybe $10, depending on where you bought them from. But the formula is amazing. These still blend like a dream. I just don't fucking reach for these. And that's the only reason why they're leaving my collection. But otherwise, the quality of them is absolutely impeccable. So I'm really confused why Milani decided to go this route and reformulate their shadows and basically fix a thing that wasn't broken to begin with. So That's my little Milani rant right there, but I'm truly disappointed. And I feel like a lot of us who maybe were fans of their formula now don't even look at Milani at the drugstore, particularly for their eyeshadows, because these new ones are just so mediocre, especially from where we came from. This is where we started from. And we have the shit that we have now. Like, it's unacceptable. And also, these little brushes, I've used them to do eye looks before. They're not bad. Again, I'm just confused about what's going on with Milani as a whole, but I feel like that's a whole other conversation for another video that I would like to make. Next, we have the plushie palettes from Lime Crime. Now, these are not the original plushies. I have done some Frankensteining over here. So, some of these shades are actually from the Venus 3 palette, I believe. And some of these are shades that were, I believe, in this palette, and I switched them to this one. Basically, I kind of did some moving around, and I took some of these shades and moved them between these two palettes and the Venus 3. And I thought that would make me use them more because I curated the color story, and it's cuter now. It is. It was. I still didn't use these. And these actually blend really nice. They're a little different than Lime Crime's regular matte eyeshadow formula. This was some limited edition collection once again. I don't use them though. So what the fuck? So they're leaving. To add on to that, here's the Frankenstein Venus 3, which is so much cuter. Might I add, after my edit, I actually took, I believe, oh my god, I believe these 3 colors are from the plushie palettes, these mattes, and I feel like this fits the vibe of the palette so much better, and these looks that you can get with this palette now are way, way better, and I love the Lime Crime eyeshadow formula. It's actually one of my favorite eyeshadow formulas, to be quite frank, at least in the palettes that I've tried, which is the Venus XL 1 and 2, and their Venus palettes 1 through 3. So I'm only speaking for those. Oh, and the Venus extra small palettes that came out a couple of years ago. So I do like their formula from those palettes that I've tried, but not using this. So she is gonna leave, and I'm so sad because I was so excited to get this Venus 3 palette, and the fact that I had to rearrange in Frankenstein shades, again, not ideal. All right, so we have this beautiful palette from e.l.f., and it's the e.l.f. Rose Gold Sunset palette. This is so fucking gorgeous. Like, can we talk about this? Fucking beautiful. Love this palette. I used to use this on a daily basis. Like a while back, I was obsessed with this palette because the color scheme is so pretty, and the looks that you can get with them are so easy, and the e.l.f. eyeshadow formula is so nice. And I think I might have gotten this at like a Burlington or a TJ Maxx for $3. I believe these are usually like 10 or 11 bucks, so it was a steal, and I loved this palette while I was using it, but because I'm not reaching for it, I would much rather have somebody else in my life take this palette and have as much fun with it as I initially have, but now. So, she's going. Alright, you know what, let's... R.I.P. Coastal Scents! I am so sad. Coastal Scents were some of the first eyeshadows I remember using and buying in some of their early palettes. Their first 3 revealed palettes were like my holy grail palettes ever. Those are like the copies, I think, of the Naked 1, 2, and 3. They're so cute. And this is the Revealed Smoky, which is supposed to be a take on the Naked Smoky and some other Urban Decay eyeshadow palettes. This is so nice and pretty. And the formula still holds up. I got this, I believe, in like 2019. So it's still fairly new. I'm just not reaching for it though, and I'm so sad, and I really wanted to keep it because Coastal Scents is not around anymore, but I do have another palette of theirs from, I believe it's also from their Revealed line that they used to have, that I do reach for a lot more than I do this one. So for that reason, she's gonna go to a better home. But this is a beautiful palette, and I've gotten some really pretty looks with it. Honestly, I feel like most of this video has been me being like, oh my god, this palette is so pretty, but I just don't use it. But that's literally like my collection, honestly. I have a lot of really nice stuff that I just unfortunately am not reaching for and using as much as I should. And I feel like that's a lot of problem. Bleh. And I feel like that's a modern problem that a lot of us makeup and beauty enthusiasts and artists maybe now have, because there's so many options and so many things to try, and you just kind of want to sample it all. It's like with food. You can't just have one thing when you go to the buffet. I think I'm hungry, but anyway. Moving on, I have, you know, let's take this out of the way. This Weekend Festival palette from BH Cosmetics. This is so fucking pretty. Again, oh my god, it's so pretty. But it is. This is so cute. I love the purples in here, the blues. See, when I look at this palette, I'm just like, should I keep it? Because it's so fucking gorgeous. And the shimmers in here are lovely. These colors. Every time I look at this palette, every single time that I've opened up my Declutter box and I've seen this palette, I always stare at it and I'm like, should I keep it? Should I keep it? And I'm having that same thought again right now. Oh my god, I didn't think that this was going to happen during this video. Because I hadn't opened up this Declutter box in quite some time. So I thought that was a sign that this declutter should happen today or be filmed today. But I am, oh man, is this gonna go in a maybe pile? Like, it's so pretty. I don't know. I'm still gonna put it in a box. I'm gonna put it in the declutter box for now. But if you see a collection video from me a couple of months from now and this palette is in there and you see it back, mind your business. That's all I'm gonna say. Mind your fucking business. Okay. Next we have some more Makeup Revolution. All right, we have, this is the chocolate orange palette. I believe all these are from the chocolate line. Yes. This is really cute. Nice orangey palette. I just didn't use it. I was really excited to get this, but when I look at this and then I think about my ColourPop Yes Please, I'm just gonna reach for Yes Please a little bit more. I feel like some of the extra shimmers that were thrown in here were kind of unnecessary and very similar. Like, why the fuck do I need this shimmer, and this shimmer? They're all like the same color, bitch. Like, you know, with a slightly different undertone. So they could have done something a little bit more creative with this. So I'm getting rid of her. Next we have another I Heart Revolution, but this is the nudes. This is cute. I actually used to reach for this palette quite a bit. I really like it. The mattes in here are pretty nice. The shimmers in here, though, are a little bit hard to work with, but not so hard. So with these Makeup Revolution shimmers, I've noticed that you don't take your brush and pat the shimmer on your eye. You actually take the brush and swipe it across the eye. And when you use that method to apply the Makeup Revolution shimmers, even the ones that might be seemingly a little bit hard to work with are gonna go on like butter. I've figured that out in like the moment that I realized that that's how you apply some of these. It was like, okay, baby, bomb.com. So with some of the more difficult shades, I really had to focus on that. Now with some of the better shades in the Makeup Revolution palettes and formulas, you can pat, but most of the time I still stick to my swipe motion because I know that's gonna work the best 99% of the time with, based upon my experience with these types of formula that Revolution has in their palettes. But this is gonna go. It's just a little boring for me now, and I have a lot of other Revolution palettes that I've liked better that I believe I'm still keeping in my collection. And I also have a lot of neutral palettes that are just way nicer. and have a better payoff in color story. So this is unnecessary. I'm sad to let this one go. This is the Revolution Rose Gold Chocolate Palette. Very beautiful. This is some of my favorite packaging. And also, this is one of my favorite color stories that Makeup Revolution has done. I got a decent amount of use out of this palette, but not as much as I would have liked to. It's super pretty, and I quite frankly wish that I used it a lot more. The formula in here is fucking awesome. Like, it's fucking awesome. This is one of those Makeup Revolution palettes where you can dip in here and you don't really have to think of how you're going to apply any of the colors. You just apply them however you regularly would apply your eyeshadows. So, I'm sad to let this one go, but she's not getting used, so she has to go bye-bye. Oh, see, like, this is such a nice color story. Like, doesn't it just make you feel, like, cozy and just, I don't know, it's very kind of, like, sexy but smoky, and I love these pops of color where, oh, I'm so depressed that I have to let this go. Like, the mattes in here are so nice. The shimmers are great. I really love how they have everything separated as well. Oh, this is so nice. I don't know what's with me right now, but a bitch is looking at this palette too, like the BH Weekend Festival, and is like, do I want to keep it? Ah! This is so toxic. Does this happen to anybody else? When you try to declutter your makeup, you're just looking at that shit and you're like, you're staying, but you know it has to go. It has to go. Such a weird problem to have now that I am just sitting here contemplating about it, but alrighty, we have a small handful of palettes to go, down to the nitty-gritty, so to speak. So, if you've seen my last declutter, then maybe you remember these little bad boys right here. The Makeup Revolution, I Heart Revolution, whatever the fuck. I don't know what the fuck these called. I just keep referring to these as the bear palettes because Makeup Revolution puts out so many fucking collections, especially within the year that I got these, that these really flew under the radar. And the fact that the pans, for those of you who haven't seen the other video, spoiler alert, the pans are fucking stupid. The colors actually in this one are really nice in terms of the color scheme, and also the quality of these eyeshadows is pretty good too, not gonna lie. Now there is a little mirror, that's why I'm covering it up. Like, look at these color stories, they're actually really nice. However, if the pans weren't shaped like this, these palettes probably would have had a much better time on the market. And yeah, I just was really disappointed by the size of the pans because the formula is not that bad in these. It's just, how the fuck am I supposed to fit my eyeshadow brush in here? Make it make sense. Oh, well, I just fucking ruined it because I was angry. But like, look at these. Look at this color. Look at that payoff. Like, bitch, that's nice. Look at this matte mauve. Matte mauve-y brown. Like, these are nice eyeshadows. It's just, Makeup Revolution was dumb to put them in this type of pan shape because let's say if the color stories were a little smaller, more curated, and looked more so like this, the shades on the top, and maybe they just did these types of pans all over, and maybe this was empty, yeah, it would look a little weird, but like at least you wouldn't have these weirdly tiny shaped pans, and then you can have more colors, and these would be more comfortable to use, and these probably would have been a hit because I actually got these honestly because cute, and also they made me think of the Moschino Sephora Bear collaboration, which I personally never got my hands on, so bitch has a little bit of FOMO. So I got these to make up for it. This is actually my least favorite color story, and these are like the least, I don't know, I feel like the quality of this one, which is the rose gold one, is not as good as the gold and the bright pink one, but still, I'm just so sad. So technically, I'm not decluttering these. I don't think I'm going to give these away just yet. but I am moving them away from my main makeup collection, and they're officially going to become a decoration either in my bedroom or my bendy area. I'll put them on a little shelf, but I don't think I'm ever going to fucking reach for these. So for that reason, technically, on a technicality, they're decluttered. And maybe someday when I feel like I can emotionally let go of these, I'll give them away to somebody. But Makeup Revolution, you fucked up. Like, the formula of these, I'm telling y'all, is so nice. Like, if these were still around, I would be like, you know what? If this is, like, on sale for, like, $3, maybe get it. But it's just, it's sad. Like, look at this peachy color. This is from the rose gold one. It's, like, peachy pink shade. So pretty. So pretty. I never understood that with these, and that's the main reason why I never reached for these as much. So, again, on a technicality, we're getting rid of these as a part of my makeup collection. But I'm still going to see them because they're still cute as all hell. I wish things were different. Now, oh, we actually have speaking of Makeup Revolution, we have a highlighter palette I didn't get to earlier. Spoiler alert! For everybody that's on my project pan, I did not hit pan on any of these shades, but I did, as you can see, I got quite deep into a lot of these. This is a really great palette. I got this as a free gift with purchase, but I have so many fucking highlighters, and I was keeping this around because, like, oh, it's good quality, like, these are nice, and the quality of these overall compared to every single highlighter palette or thing that I have in my collection is good, but it's not amazing. Even though it looks great on the face, the formula isn't anything to write home about. Again, free gift for purchase. So I mainly use these shades right here, these four. So honestly, if it was a quad like this, I probably would be keeping this. But these, I don't use these. So one of my friends, I think, is going to have a lot of fun using this palette because on the skin, these look fucking awesome. Like, especially this quadrant right here, your skin is going to look fucking delicious. None of these, at least this quadrant right here, has any glitter. I believe this has like a little bit of shimmer, and so does this one, the tiniest bit on one of these little corner areas. But it's unnecessary. It doesn't need to stay here. It doesn't need to stay here. Modern Renaissance. We know this is iconic. Beautiful palette. As you can see, mine is still in beautiful condition. I've taken care of it quite well, except for this area right here. It was a little bit exposed to the sun on how I used to store it. These eyeshadows a little bit go a long way, and mine is still in fabulous condition. And another reason why I hung on to this palette for so long is because one of my best friends gave this to me, and I love her, and I love that she got this for me. I was so excited to have it. I was so ecstatic that she went out of her way to get this for me. And when I did use this palette, I've gotten gorgeous looks, and it's really, really beautiful. I just have other shades that I reach for more, so I don't know, like, I don't think this needs to stay here. If you if you see my collection video and this somehow ends up back in there, mind your business, because it might end up back in my collection on a technicality, because this palette was so popular that a lot of the people that I know that I could give this palette to, technically I already still have it or have had it. So I don't know if anybody is going to want this. So in case nobody wants this and I can't give this away to anyone, I might keep it. But other than that, I am getting rid of it because it's really nice. And the formula on this one is actually still good, surprisingly. But also the last time that I wore this, y'all, was I believe in my empties and oldies video, if I'm not mistaken. Or was it my project pan? It was one of those two videos. But that is the last time I wore that. That was over a year ago. So I'm getting rid of her. Unfortunately, she has been retired, but I have nothing more to say. This is an iconic palette. But again, if you see this in my collection in the near future, just know that it's going to end up back in my possession on a technicality, because I don't think anybody in my personal life might want this, because it was that popular. Like, everybody that I know had it. I think I might have been one of the last ones to get it. Like, one of the last ones to be on the hype. Next we have, if you've seen my declutter videos, I have 2 of these. This is one of my Makeup Revolution and Emily Edit the Wands palettes. I have 2 of these. I can do a whole story time about how I ended up with 2, but I don't think anybody would give a shit. This is a really cute palette, and this is one of Makeup Revolution's best formulated palettes. However, as I just said, I have 2. So for that reason, this one is going to go. I actually featured this one particularly in my project pan, and I have used it quite a bit. As you can see, like, she got some loving on her. But I do have my other one. So because I have 2 of these, one of these is going to go, because I don't think I'm ever going to use up 2 of these palettes. So we are getting rid of her, and I am very sad, but also not sad, because again, I have another one. Why do I need 2? Like, when I think about my makeup collection sometimes and how I've ended up with like duplicates and this, that, and the other, it's a little insane. Now I can justify it a little bit more that I'm doing makeup artistry again, but before, it was a little scary. At least now I have a ton of other faces that I can use these products on, which I'm so excited about. But I'm going to talk about that in another video, because I want to let you guys know a little bit more about what goes on in like my day-to-day life and in my career and my business and what I do. So stay tuned for that. But last and certainly not least, this is a little embarrassing. When I said stuff is going to end up back in my collection potentially, and for you to mind your business, I meant the fetish palette. I'm sure a lot of you subscribe to this channel, I believe for my last declutter video. So this was decluttered. But this ended up back in my collection because I convinced myself that I can make this palette work, and I sure did. I found all the best ways to use it, exactly how to use it. So when I do pass this along to whoever's hands it's going to end up in, I will let them know exactly how to use it so they can achieve the best and most beautiful looks and the best color payoff. This is obviously the KVD Fetish palette. This was a limited edition holiday palette a couple of years ago. I got this on sale. The color story is actually really cute if you're into these types of like smoky and like grungy colors. Like, look at this. Like, if you kind of break this down into like little quadrants, we have like a little blue-green, a little smoky, a little purple. It's really cute. However, a lot of these shades have a tendency to be patchy and muddy. So you have to use the right type of eyeshadow base, the right type of brush, and the right type of method to apply these. So it's a little bit of a science, but for the most part, you can use about 2 shades at a time and get a really cute look and not fuck it up and not get a bad payoff. The shimmers in here are actually really nice. It's more of the mattes that are a little bit problematic in the issue overall in this palette. So I am officially decluttering it. I did put it to good use, and I did a lot of really beautiful looks with it. It was just a little bit too much of an effort than I would like to put in, and now that I figured out how to use it, whoever of my friends is going to want this, because it is a really beautiful palette. It, I think, is going to have a blast. But that's it. Those were all the products that I am getting rid of. That is quite a bit. Hopefully, I don't jinx myself, and I'm able to pass these palettes along and nothing ends up back in my collection. So this was very therapeutic for me. I really like to clean out and get rid of things. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you again soon. You know what, bitch? I will be seeing you again soon. I'm gonna set up the good mantra for the next video that we'll be seeing each other once again. So I hope you're having a wonderful day, and if you're not, things are gonna get better, okay? I know it sounds corny as hell, but She was down a few weeks ago and things are starting to pick up again. So sometimes we just need a little bit of time to really dig in and do some healing. So take the time to heal yourself, all right? Love you guys. I'll see you soon. Bye.